Okay, this is a 48 by 48 canvas, and I'm going to put texture on it. And this is what I use as my texture. You guys have seen this many times before. It's Liquitex Super Heavy Gesso. And again, I like this because it doesn't crack. No matter how thick you put it, it just doesn't crack. And the consistency is just like butter. You could also use molding paste. You could use, you know, the plaster stuff that they use, Venetian plaster. You can use anything like that. But however, molding paste and Venetian plaster, it will crack if you get too much on it. I mean, get it too thick. Should you put it on and it cracks overnight, be sure to put a coat of matte medium over top of it. Or you could put even gesso over top of it, just to soak down into those cracks and hold everything together. And I use matte medium if it cracks on me. If I use molding paste and I don't have any of the super heavy gesso. But I put 2 coats on, 2 coats of matte medium. So that's what I'm going to do, and you can use whatever tools that you want. Just be sure that you don't cover every area. You want blank areas as well. And I see, and I apologize, I see that my stand is shaking, so I do apologize for that. Just remember, try not to put a design into it, because if you put a design into it, you're stuck with it, unless you would sand it off later. Liquitex, this size of this jar is rather pricey. If you have a coupon, I get mine at AC Moore's. I don't know if you have an AC Moore in your area, but AC Moore has coupons all the time. And I like to get it when they have a 50% coupon and then another coupon for 20% off sale and regular items. So then basically you're getting 50 plus 20. You can see I am putting a design in here, so I hope I don't regret it. We'll know later.
You
do is take a wet paper towel and go over your edges. You don't want it hanging over your edge. It was hanging over right there. Make sure that you have it on all of your edges. And then you want to check to make sure that nothing is standing up a lot higher than anything else. And I see two spots that's standing up a little bit higher. And you're over on the other side, so you have to go around. If they're up a little bit too high, then it just takes longer for that section to dry. So I think I'm good now. And this will take approximately 24 hours to dry. So this should be ready tomorrow. Just want to mess up some of these lines that I made through here. Okay, 24 hours to dry, and tomorrow I'll be putting on the marks. So, thanks for watching, guys. Hi guys, it's time for another large acrylic. This is going to be a 48 by 48 and a stretch canvas, and you saw me put the texture on it 2 days ago. It's dry hard now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a 4-inch brush and paint the entire surface with phthalo turquoise. And I put some white into it, so and it's darker. It'll probably be darker in some areas and lighter in other areas because I have not mixed it thoroughly. So, and I am using Nova paint, Nova acrylic. So here we go. After this dries, I'm going to do some mark making. And you really want to get into all the nooks and crannies. And when your brush starts to drag, dip it into some water. That will help you to spread that so much better, faster, easier. And I'm using a brush as opposed to a brayer because a brayer will not get into your texture like a brush will. Even though this brush is so large, it's hard for me to handle. This is not going to be the actual color of the painting. This is going to be what's on the bottom, and this will show through here and there. I usually go with a dark color. I wanted to challenge myself, which I do often. I like to challenge myself and do things. I like to get out of my comfort zone. So, my comfort zone is starting dark, but I'm starting light with this one. I usually put marks on before I put this coat on, and so I'm going to put my marks on after this coat. Just about out of paint. I hope I can stretch it. You want a good bristle brush. Get down into all of that texture. Now, you want to look it over, even though you think you've got everything. You want to look it over really well to make sure that you've not missed any of the nooks and crannies of the texture. I can see right here I've missed a spot, so paint that, and I'm going to go over it really well. This is a very important step. Don't skip it. And if you have white spots, you're not going to get the results that you want. Take time to check it. I have white showing through a lot of places. Look at it from different angles. Okay. Now I'm going to let this dry, and I'll probably take a hairdryer to it. So I will be back very shortly to put my marks on this, and I'll probably put in some black marks and some other colors. So who knows? At this point, I haven't decided on my color scheme, other than I know I'm going to do a lot of neutrals, and I'm going to do some olive greens, and plus the blue is going to be showing through. So here we go. Okay, it's pretty dry. It's a little wet in spots, but I'm going to put some marks on it now. What do you think about that piece of charcoal? I got that from one of the craft stores. I don't know where I got it, but I love it. This is a small piece. And I'm not thinking, I'm just putting marks down. I love circles, big circles, small circles. And then what I do is I take my hand, smear it. Now sometimes I'll take matte medium over it. set these lines in, but I'm not going to do it. Matte medium or gloss medium. A gel you could use. And then if I would put gel over it, then these lines would stay. But I'm not going to bother to do that today. I love how it smears. It kind of takes the rawness of the canvas away. Okay, now that was just charcoal, both the big fat one and just a little stick of charcoal. And then I want to take black art graph disc. This is an art graph carbon disc. It comes in many, many different colors. I like it because dip it into water, you get really, really dark things going on that you normally would not be able to get otherwise. And I love the drips. Love the drips. You get it all over your hands, but it's nice to get your handprints into that as well. And this is water soluble, so when I put paint on top of that, it is going to smear. So after it dries, I just might coat it with a matte medium or something, but I'll make that decision a little bit later. Okay, I just dropped it. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Okay, I found it. You can also draw lines with it. Goes again. That time it fell in the trash can. Get some more drips going on there. Nice mess. you know why I put gloves on for this process. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, and yourself?
Doing well, thank you.
Good. And I'm going to use a black paint and this brush. I got this brush at a hardware store. I think it's for faux painting, but it makes beautiful marks. And you can see where some of it is starting to go much lighter because it had more water into it. And some of it is much darker. Okay. Just making marks. Just making marks. That was black paint. Now I said to myself, do I want to put some white paint into that? How about some Titan Buff? Oh, this is Liquitex that I'm getting ready to put in. Liquitex unbleached titanium. Don't you just love that? Woo! again, I'm just making marks. I'm not thinking about where I'm going with it. I like to always touch the edges. That's part of being me. Squeeze out a little bit more, not much. Hi.
Hello. Sure. Mom just went to the bathroom actually, so I do know that. Where is that? I'm not sure.
Have it touching all sides. I don't have it touching on that side, and I do want to make it touch on that side as well. That's just part of me being me. That's kind of my style. I don't like things to be hanging out in the center without being connected. But that's just me. I mean, it's not anything compositionally. Okay, now this definitely has to dry, and then I'm going to put some gloss medium over it, or maybe matte medium. I usually use the Liquitex. This is gloss, but I also have it in matte, and a lot of times what I do, I'll mix the matte and the gloss together with a little bit of water. And then it makes it go a little bit further. So that's what I'm going to use. After this is dry, I'm going to put it on so all of these marks don't smear when I go to paint. That's the plan anyway. So I thank you for watching, and if you haven't subscribed, I sure would appreciate it. And take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Well, I'm back. You thought I was finished, right? I was thinking about putting a little bit of red in it, some red lines in here. I don't know if I'm going to use red, but I might want some red lines showing through. So I'm going to do, and again, it's a carbon disc, and this one is red. And I'm going to put it on. I'm going to wet it, and then I'm just going to make just a few lines with it here and there. Like I say, I don't know if it's going to stay or not. And instead of making circles, I'm just going to make straight lines with it. And those of you who follow me know that when I say I'm done, don't write it in cement. don't braid it into cement. That is water soluble, so I am definitely going to have to seal that. I love that red in there. I didn't think I was going to use red, but maybe I will use red. Didn't think I was going to use red. Okay, I'm going to stand back and see if I have enough of red on there. Need some right here. Wow, I'm changing the whole direction of this painting. Is that a surprise to anybody? Okay. What can I say? Okay, I took my rubber gloves off. See, that red is directly across from this red. That was unintentional. Put it up a little bit higher. Okay. Boy, do I have a jumbled up mess here. I wonder where this painting is going to go. Who knows? I might change my color scheme now that I put that red in there. We'll see. But after it's totally dry, like tomorrow when I come in, what I'll do is I'll just put a coat of a medium over it, or either some gel, and then let it set and dry, and then I'll start painting. So thank you guys. Now this is, I'm filming, so I'm not really talking to myself. So I'll see you. Bye-bye.